So, what are we doing today? Today, we're doing something, basically the same thing that I did on the cabin. If you remember, the wood stove, I wanted to actually protect the wood around the wood stove, so I put down rock. Now in this case, this fireplace right here, it is made to sit back into a wooden base. So as far as protecting it from the heat, it's not really as necessary. I want the look of the rock. Now you can see I've got a few rocks stuck in up here. And I think that may work out pretty well. They're just kind of sitting there. I haven't actually I haven't done anything with them. They're just rocks. And they're just kind of in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to try putting those around there, probably around on this side too, and maybe even a few of them out in the floor. And in between, we are going to put our clay that we dug out of the creek. This is going to be a very dirty and messy job, so it should be fun. Anyway, let's just get down here and start tearing into this and see what we can do with it. So now we have our fireplace, which is actually just a gas stove, not even a fireplace really. We have it so that now it is rock around it. I kind of like that look. Some people may not, but I do like it. I think it looks nice. And I know I need to clean these better, but I figure maybe I'll wait and let it dry just a little more and then clean it then. I was trying to clean these and you can see they look a little better, but I think I need to let it dry more so that I can really clean it up good. But anyway, I think it turned out okay. We can take a closer look at it and see what y'all think. Alright, so got a little bit done. Got all this rock put on. Now I'm going to let this dry pretty good before I actually do the cleaning. I tried to clean some of it off there, and I mean it looks okay, but I think I need to let it dry a little more because as I'm moving it around, or as I'm cleaning it and I'm moving it around. So I think what I'm going to do, I'll wait till all the rocks dry out. Tonight when the heat comes on, it should help to dry it out a little quicker. Okay, so the fire kicked on there. That'll warm it up, dry out some of this. Yeah. One thing to note, and I know this, I know some of y'all are going to say, hey, you're going to have trouble, but when I do have to service this at some point or change it out, it's going to be fun because I'm going to have to, well, it'll probably come right out, but I'm going to have to redo all that rock. But I don't care. That's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. And also the floor. I know I don't have my finished floor in yet, but when I do my finished floor, I'll do it up to there, and then I'll fill the gap in with more clay. Or even, I may do the gap in actual mortar. That way it's a little more resilient that way. But when I do get the finished floor put down, that's when I'll finish that part. But yeah, it'll come up to it, leave a little gap, and then just fill it in between it. It'll be fine. I think it'll look okay. And then you may notice also that there is now a handrail up here now. And all this is a piece of 1-inch conduit, electrical conduit. It's old. Actually, this, if some of y'all remember my camper van, Buster's still on the road. He is still, well, he's still working actually. Buster is now hauling cakes and stuff like that. He is now a delivery van. So now this rack has been removed. The old rack that was up on top has been removed, and that's where I got this pipe. You can tell it's still got some paint on it, and you can tell where I grinded it there to take one of the supports off. So it's no, it's not perfect, but actually I'm probably going to go ahead and paint it. But in some ways I kind of like that. It's kind of a rugged look, but I don't want it too rugged, so I probably will go ahead and paint it. And I notice right here I got a little weld I got to grind down, and I may just take that screw off and just weld around here. I had to weld it here too, but I can grind all that down, make it look nice, and paint it all up. Now the way I mounted that, I drilled a hole through the floor down into a floor joist, just a little bit, so that this pipe can stick down into it. And I drilled holes through there and then ran screws, got 3 screws right here. It's pretty solid. It's screwed through the 1-inch board and into this board here. So that holds everything good and solid. Of course the top moves a little just because it is conduit. But as far as walking up through there and holding on to it, it makes you feel secure, and it makes it feel like you're not going to fall because you got something to hang on to. I mean, I didn't have any trouble going up and down the stairs, but some people have a little bit of a hard time with it, and I think this will help to make it so they can get up and down it easier. Also drilled a hole up there. I'll probably show you that. You can see the hole I drilled up there to put that through, and I put a screw in this way up into the pipe so it can't pull out. So yeah, we now have a rock fireplace, and we have a handrail. So yeah, that's a little bit of progress today. Get a kind of a look right here. Yeah, I think it looks okay. What other things have I done that I haven't documented? Okay, I ended up changing out this. I didn't get the real MPPT charge controller yet, but this one, the batteries were charging at like 16, 17 volts, and they're not supposed to do that. This thing was not cutting off. It was just a direct connection between here and the panels. So it was just a dead short. I do not recommend anybody buy this controller this is junk right here. This thing, it shorted out. If anybody's using this, I know Ann's Tiny Life, she said she was using this same one on a smaller solar system that she got. Ann, I would recommend getting rid of that because it about ruined my batteries, which the batteries I think wasn't much good anyway. But if you've got good batteries, I would recommend tossing this thing in the trash, because if not, you're going to ruin your batteries. I think I did ruin them. I did change out. I've got this Renogy controller that came with the panels that's outside. Actually, it came as a kit. This controller and those panels came in a kit. So they're finally hooked back up together. And then down here we have, which one reason I think my batteries may be shot, we have the 2 batteries in, which they are not deep cycle anyway. Like I said, this is more for testing stuff out. You can see here is my solar circuits for all the solar plugs, and it goes into this junction box, comes back out, and goes into this inverter, which it is working. But you can see the battery is down to 12 volts, and we haven't had a lot of sun today. We've had a little bit, and it should have more than 12 volts in it. So I think my batteries may have been damaged by that controller. No big loss, because these were not very good batteries anyway, but it may give me a chance to show y'all in a future video how to restore batteries, or how I restore them. Anyway, let me show you. Okay, you can see my plug that says solar on it. We can plug in any of the ones that say solar are now live. So all of my solar plugs, all of my solar powered cigarette lighters, most of the solar lights. That solar plug works also to run the TV. And up here, y'all haven't seen this since I put this up, but this is just paneling. I may actually put something else. I was intending on putting 1-inch boards on it. And you can see my plug boxes are sticking out. So yeah, that didn't work. But I guess before I started hanging this stuff, I should have pulled my boxes back loose and moved them back in. But it's not really that big of a deal. I'm going to probably cover this with something else too. I may do pallet wood on this and just cover it completely with pallet wood. I think it would look nice, and I'll need that extra distance there. But this wall is now covered, and I started to cover the ceiling with this insulation foam. I've already got insulation in there. I'm going to put the rest of the foam on it. Of course, right now the problem is the cash flow situation. So here are the lights that I put in, the 12 volt DC reading lights. This switch actually turns on. See the wire hanging down right here. That is what this switch turns on and off. There's nothing hooked to it, but this turns it on and off. So we have this one, and we have that one. So if I go over here and I turn off the main light, you can see, if you wanted to lay in bed and read, you have enough light to do so. About out of materials to do stuff. Like I said, I've been using a lot of free materials. Cash flow situation getting a little low. It'll catch up sometime or another. But just taking a little time. But anyway, I guess that's going to be about it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.